Hello, this is a new tutorial on a tool called FlipGrid. Now I've known about FlipGrid since early 2017. I investigated a little bit, but as there are with a lot of these Web 2.0 tools, there can be free versions that are relatively limited in the tools that are available for you to use in your classroom. Some of them have a little bit more that's available for free, others are a little less. Sometimes only giving you 2, 3, 4, or 5 things that you can create, and then that's it. You've used up your space, and then you have to either delete everything to only keep a maximum of 4 or 5 live, or you have to eventually move on to the premium or paid version. And I like to see what I can do for faculty and students with a free version. What's very interesting about FlipGrid and why I'm doing this tutorial now is this week Microsoft just acquired FlipGrid. And so what that now is going to do for all of us is you have unlimited number of grids and unlimited number of topics and unlimited number of videos that can actually be created using FlipGrid, and it is all free thanks to Microsoft. So basically this is a video discussion platform. It's web-based, so there are no downloads. Students do not need to have an account because they're going to directly access a link with a code that you're going to give them to actually use this particular tool. It works on Macs and PCs as well as mobile devices. If you're going to participate with a mobile device, then there are apps through the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. So basically how this works is that you as the instructor, or whoever the person is who's starting the FlipGrid, they will create a topic or a purpose for the assignment. This could be used for a class introduction, like a virtual meet and greet, where I as the instructor will create a welcome video, and then I will ask students to reply back to that video with their own. It could be a topic or a content type of a sharing where you ask a question, maybe an essay type of a question, where you're trying to get their students to share their views, their opinions. Maybe it's a quick summary of some investigation research that they did. Maybe you're interested in them taking a guess. You provide them with some details and you want their best guess. The way I used it for my current finance class is in the first week of the class, we're kind of doing some accounting review and looking at the 4 financial statements in accounting. And so I asked the question for which one out of the 4 do they think is my personal favorite, and I want them to choose what is their favorite financial statement and why. So as the instructor or the person starting the FlipGrid, you have 3 minutes of time in order to create your opening video post. Students have 90 seconds, a minute and a half, to reply, and in all cases there's a little timer that counts down, so as you're recording or they're recording, you'll know exactly where you are at. Once done, everybody who has access to your FlipGrid classroom space or social learning space, they'll have access with the code that you're going to provide them. And so they will be able to see not only what you post, but they will be able to see what all of the other students post as well. So let's go ahead and get started. So there is a sign up today. Again, it's free. And then once you sign up, you will go right into your educator login. Now you can log in with I think it's Facebook. You can also log in with your Google credentials, which is what I did to create my account, or you can just use your own email. So as you can see here, this is the sign-in screen or the sign-up screen here for FlipGrid. And again, I signed up with my Google credentials, and you'll create a password for you to get back into your account. You have a couple of other things to answer down here, and then eventually, let's go. So once you've registered and got an account, you'll click on Educator Login. Again, I used my school credentials, so I'm logging in with my Google account. And I am now into my account, and you'll see that your name should be up here in the top right. Here is a grid that I already have. Any grid that you're going to create and or topic that you're going to create will be listed down here, whether it's active, abilities to share, and various actions and editing and so forth. We can get into those in a little bit. A grid is basically kind of like the top line of the subject. So my suggestion would be, if you're going to use this in different classes, a grid is this particular class, another grid is that other class, and then you can create topics within. Or you could say, these are my fall semester courses. That could be a grid, and then you'll have another grid that will be your spring semester courses. That is another possibility. So let's go ahead and get started and see how easy this is to do. I'm going to click on New Grid. These are the different types because they're already customized to have a lot of things that would be already pre-filled out for you. Can be used in a number of different areas. You can have a professional learning network that's created. You can actually do custom. I just go to Classroom and then I hit Next. And so I'm going to have to have a password for this particular grid. And so if you want the students to be able to get into, if you're going to do a grid for a class, you could create a password specifically for that class. So let's say this is my BUS 3710 fall semester. Basically, you have to have 8 characters there, so it'll tell you if you meet your criteria. And then I build my grid. So now that I've built my grid, this code is my flip code. So in order for a student to get into this grid, they're going to have this particular code. So you want to kind of jot this down, maybe copy and paste it if you're ready to email it or load it into your digital classroom, whatever you're going to do. You have the ability to customize your grid here as far as privacy settings and so forth. You can add various emojis and those types of things to kind of personalize it or customize it for yourself. Again, students don't need to create counts. Simply share the flip code and have them record introduction videos. Today, as a suggestion, here's my share. I have the ability to create a URL out of this. I can turn it into QR code, get embed code. This is my link for my particular grid that I've just started to create. I can give this to my students and then they can just click right on it in order to access my course. So I am all set. So now I have created this other video or this other grid space here for my particular class, and I can go ahead and create a topic. So I'm going to give it a title. I'm limited to a number of spaces, obviously. So they have various, it's defaults to this 90 seconds. You can make it longer if you want, as you can see with the drop down here. And I can add a specific question if I want to. So I could type something up. And then I have various settings that I can make down here. I generally leave everything kind of alone into the default mode. I can attach some item if I feel like I want to do that. Response features and so forth. Again, this is all stuff that you can kind of play with. I also have the ability to provide feedback, performance, and ideas. There's actually a built-in rubric here if that's something that I want to use, or I can create a rubric if I felt like I wanted to drill down and do some grading in here. So as far as the resources that I would bring in that I would allow the students then to make their recordings on, I have a number of different things that I can do. But primarily, unless you already have a video that you've previously recorded, maybe in your YouTube account or something like that, where you would use something here, I'm going to go right to record a video because that's what I'm going to do. I have to allow the application to use my microphone and my camera. So I'll say go ahead, and you'll see that I'm now in the picture. And you can see that I have a countdown timer here of 3 minutes, and it tells me I have 3 minutes to record. I can pause and resume at any time up until using that entire 3 minutes worth of time. So again, once I'm ready, I go ahead and I hit the recording. You can see it counting down, 3, 2, 1, and now I'm recording what it is. Hi guys, this week we're talking about the 4 financial statements in our financial analysis course. And all of them have a different purpose. We've spent time talking about that in class. Wanted everybody to choose their favorite financial statement. Let us know what it is, and let us know why for you that is your favorite financial statement. And to do that, you're going to hit the plus, the green plus symbol that you'll see in the lower left of your particular account or your particular access when you take the code and the link and everything that I'm going to share with you on the discussion board. Alrighty, thanks. So you can see I still have 2 minutes and 13 seconds left if I've decided I forgot something, left something off, or I can trash it if I felt like I made a mistake and I want to start over. So I click on next. And so it starts the playback. That allows you to listen to the whole thing before you can either re-record by clicking on trash, and then it'll take you back to the previous screen starting over. You can see we're on step 2 of 3. Once I've decided that I've accepted it, that's fine. The other thing they want you to do is to kind of have like a thumbnail picture. So I got myself a thumbnail picture. I can also add various types of emojis if I wanted to play around with that. And then it's now going to be uploading my video. Notice it says do not close this window or your video may be lost. That's it. Do not do anything at all or until you see the screen. Okay, so I have this set up now. Alrighty, so now I've done everything as far as this topic goes. I have my little video, my resources ready. If I'm good, I have to come down and hit this button that says create topic. And again, here's that information that I'm going to give with my students. This is the code that they need to get into that grid. This is the entire URL for my grid. Remember, we talked about grids and topics. This would take you to my grid. So if I wanted students to go directly to a grid, again, if I use the grid as a classroom, all of my topics would be located within this grid. Or we can come right down to this particular topic and they will get right to the topic. So it depends on what it is that you want to do. And so I just say got it. Okay. So at this particular point, I can see here it doesn't have any responses because I don't have any students to go about looking at that. I do want to show you just kind of what things look like from a student point of view. I don't currently have a student logged into this, but I'm going to pull up something that shows you what it looks like from a student's perspective. Okay, so now as a student, I take the code that I was given, and then I had to be given that password, remember? That was at BUS 3710F. I think I typed that right. I'll find out. Okay, so here we are. Back to our classroom. Link to take me back inside the grid. I am now in the topic. Remember, this was the code for getting me directly into this topic. Financial statement. So I, as the student, would click right here to view this video. and then I have the ability to record my own response right here. So there you go, FlipGrid. It's a video discussion platform, and then thanks to Microsoft, it is now free with unlimited videos, unlimited grids, and unlimited topics. Web-based, no downloads, no student account sign-up. Faculty needs to sign up for an account so they can get back to flips that they have already created. Works on a Mac and a PC, and there are apps for all of the mobile device platforms.